Hello everyone, Michelle here from the Creative Cove. Thanks for joining me today. Today's video is using up some fabric scraps primarily and finishing off some little clusters. So I recently put on Instagram, I didn't film it because I have done this before, where I have used up some pressed flowers and some varnish to create these flexible little botanical pieces, I guess you could call them. It is early in the morning here. I'm still waking up. So basically I use a varnish and I coat the plant underneath and on top, and it seals it in without using plastic. So I have filmed that before, which is why I'm not going to bother showing you today, and I will try and remember to link the video for that. And then I wanted to take them a step further and try and use up some fabric scraps that I've got. So these are how they turned out. This is what we'll be making today. And I think they're really cute. They're just simple. You know, you can see how I've added some scraps here. And they're just ready to glue in a journal or ready to add to something else, like for example a tag, or you can add them with a little pull like I did here, and then they're a little journaling card. You can take them in any direction you want, but I really kind of like the old-fashioned vintage vibe that's going on. Maybe a little bit of romance in there. It's got a bit of a romantic feel, especially if you were to use maybe some soft pinks and things in your papers. But the idea is to use up some scraps. So some fabric scraps. So this is my little, and it might be close to the camera, sorry, my camera's low. So this is my kind of bin of goodies that I accumulate, whether it's from packaging or a thrift shop, all these kind of things. And sometimes you get lucky and find antique stuff, some really beautiful laces here. This fabric I've had in my drawer, and it's just a piece of random shape. So you can see it's a very funny shape. So I thought I'd try and stamp on this, and it turned out that it worked out really well. I really loved using it. So we're going to stamp on that today. So let's do some of that. And what I love about this fabric is it tears and it frays on all four sides. So a lot of the time when you get fabric, it will fray in the one direction. I'm sure anybody who does this sort of thing knows, like is familiar with fabric, knows that it's called like a bias or something. I'm not sure what the terms are, but sorry for the crinkling. But yeah, it's this fabric frays on all four sides, which I just love, but I couldn't tell you the kind of fabric that it is. I have no idea. Just gonna pull some stamps out. I should have had these out already. And these are just that Tim Holtz collection that I've been using a lot lately. I really like them. And now I just keep them in a bag because I've given up trying to put them back into the little slots that they came in, because I can't do it. It won't work for me. They fall out and it drives me bonkers. I'm going to use my Stays On so that I get a permanent ink here. And then I'm basically just going to, I'm not going to do tons. I'm just going to do one or two here just to show you how fun this is. So I'm just going to stamp a few, and then you can have these ready to go whenever you need them. And they're so handy because I've been trying lately to build up stuff that I can make clusters with. I found that I didn't have a lot of tiny little decorations, and they're so handy to have in a little box ready to go when you're ready to make something. So I'm just going to do a few. Let's do this one, and that will be the last one. And of course you can make, you know, a couple of them together so you can build up an image. Let's do one more. And then I take my scissors and I just snip in between where I want to rip. And then I will snip right there, and this stuff just rips beautifully. I love it. I wish I had more of it. And then I just, so see, it rips straight and it frays on all four sides. So I don't know what this is. It's very soft. It almost feels like silk, but it's a little heavier, like a cotton. I don't know what it is. I apologize. I wish I could tell you. But you just have to kind of experiment. I don't even know where I got it from. I found it in my fabric drawer. And I was like, what's this little piece I can use? And then when I pulled it, I was like, I'm in love. I'm in love with this fabric. And I thought this would make a really fun little addition to any snippets. So like it rips perfectly straight. You don't have to worry about it distorting anything. Love it. And then I just make a bunch of these and have them ready. And you can see you can make them in no time. Super fast. I'll just finish this off. Put this aside. And then we are ready to put some stuff together. So any of you who have, lots of fabrics kicking around, you can stamp on them. I mean, I could stamp probably on something like this as well over top of this fun written fabric. You really can. Here's some cottons and things, whatever you've got. So here's some other ones that I've done. So this one, for example, I use several stamps together. And they're just ready to use whenever we need them. And I just keep them in my little tray. Okay, so we've got those to work with. I'm going to move this out the way because I didn't need all of those out. But let's just move them out the way before I lose them. They stick to things and then I can't find what I'm looking for. Look at me being all tidy. Woo! It's an illusion. All right, so here's some of the pressed flowers. So all I did was I took scraps of paper, put the varnish down, put the pressed flower on top, and then varnished another coat. Then let them dry. Then I inked them. I gave them some stamps, and that's the process for that. So if you don't have varnish, you can of course laminate. I tried a couple of, what's that stuff called? Contact paper. This stuff here. I had some scraps laying around. I think there's a little bit left on this one. I think it's from the dollar store. So there's that option as well. Of course, it is plastic and it does give a different vibe. But, if you don't have varnish on hand, then you use whatever you've got. Just make it work for you. So this one I did with a piece of paper and then the flower. So I just kind of experimented a little in those, and those are ready to use too, so that's fun. But let's do some on these ones. I like these neutral ones, of course, because I'm a neutral girl. This is an example of what they look like. So this one I glued with the varnish right on the paper. So the idea with the varnish is that it allows the plant to be flexible. So you don't worry about it snapping and pieces coming off. So you can see how flexible it is. And it's sealed. So one tip is to definitely make sure that your plant is completely dry. You don't want any moisture in it or it won't work, and it also probably will go moldy. You want to make sure that you're using a varnish that doesn't go yellow. So I use a fusion paint varnish that I love. And like I said, I will link the other video in the description box so that you can see the process and the product that I'm using. I'm just going to cut a couple of fun ribbons here. See what we can use. I've got a collection of new and old. And I slowly collect this. This is over time. Whenever I'm in a thrift shop or even the sewing store, if they have a sale or something. Sometimes they have those cheap little grab bags. They'll have little pieces in there. That's really handy. I'm going to use some of this. I love this lace. This I definitely got from a thrift shop. It's just so pretty, and I love the color of it. A little pink, maybe. Let's see what else. And then I keep a little jar here of really tiny pieces I might have left over, because we all know we don't throw stuff away. And then I just layer. I also like to use maybe some pre-made tags that I have, and I've shown how I made these in another video. I have those ready to go just to add some interest. So we'll put those there as well. Let's put the ink away. For those of you in the background saying, put your ink off, put it away. So then I'll just take some pieces and decide, what do I want to do with it? Do I want to make it into, say, a tag, for example? It's a bit small, that one. Let's turn this one into a tag, maybe. And then I'll just build on that. So, and then I throw it through the sewing machine. Something small. And then maybe I want to use one of these. We'll tie that through after, or something like that. And I just play with the textures. Just have fun building up some textures on these little designs. Just have fun with it, you know? That's what I love to do. Just sit here and putter and play with things. Maybe some little something else. Look at this old. That is so pretty. That is so old too. It feels delicate. Let's do maybe something out of this one. And as you can see, your fabric scraps accumulate just as fast as your paper ones. Let's do something bigger there. Okay, like that. And then maybe this for focal point on there. And of course, if you like color, you throw color in there. Throw a little pink. And these are so different. Like, these would make a really kind of fun Christmas tag too, if you're into the Christmas making right now. What could be fun, and maybe we'll do that. I'll pause, and you could do an actual part of the Christmas paper in there. Let me grab some. Okay, so grab some of my Christmas paper, and I know what you're thinking. Wow, Michelle, that's really boring Christmas paper. But I went with a very neutral color palette for Christmas this year, and I just thought I'd go that way with some of the wrapping paper as well. Now, mind you, not all of my presents are wrapped in this, but just a couple of gifts for neighbors and stuff are wrapped all neutral this year. And I think that works for me. So I'm going to throw this through the sewing machine. I'm not going to bother moving the sewing machine over. I'm simply just going to run a straight stitch right through here. That should grab all the fabric and the paper. Okay, so there it is, all sewn together. Kind of cute. So we can now turn this into a tag if we want. I kind of like one of these on here too, actually. Not delivery, just a random one like this. And that could be the hole for our tag. Let's try it. Where's my tool? Here it is. So I'm just going to punch a hole through the back here, kind of off center. Put that there. I like that. And then find something to tie it on. So I could reinforce this hole as well, but I think it's going to be pretty simple tag. And it's not your standard tag, you know, it's not a tag shape. It's something pretty different. But I like it. Something fun. You can write to and from on the back here. I mean, you can cut this extra off. Let's do that. Just so we have more room to write. and then we can put it on a gift. So here's my boring wrapping paper. But I think it kind of, it's subtle, and then when you do a really nice bow, it looks really pretty. Oh, I think so anyways. My husband was surprised when I came home with boring paper like that. He's like, why would you buy paper like that? Why wouldn't you buy something that at least is Christmas? I'm like, since when have you ever cared? You know? There, just something very different in a gift. But I think it says something kind of homemade and pretty. You know, what a nice little accessory to a unconventional tag. It's very unconventional, and I like it. You could, of course, tuck it in underneath so that it doesn't stick out, but I think it looks really nice. Anyway, let's do another one. You don't have to use them as gift tags, of course. You use them as really nice accessories in your journal, which we will do next. So I'm going to tear a little bit more of this. This stuff frays really nice too. This is just like a cheesecloth almost, but a little bit thicker. I'm not sure where I got it either. You accumulate things over time, and then you honestly can't remember where they come from. Let's do something bigger on this one. Now this one I wanted to turn into a tag, so maybe I'll put the tag on the side. Put this fabric on top. And you just build. You just have fun layering and building till you get something you really like. Put that down there maybe. The hardest part of this is feeding it through the sewing machine and not having it jam up on you. So I have this old tape measure, kind of like the dark black on this. And that just sits in here with all my other goodies. Yeah, just scraps of whatever I have left over from other projects. Just something. I don't want to bury too much of the plant either. Just kind of want to work outside the plant a little bit. So that overlaps enough I can sew down, and then this I will have to sew separately. Okay, be right back again. Okay, so when I fed it through, I managed to get the tag at the bottom here, which I kind of like, and then I'm going to put something here, some sort of, maybe a blank tag. Something a little smaller maybe, something like that, just to finish off that end. The only thing is it's blocking that stamp, but that's okay. I like that. So we'll glue that in. I'm going to use my heavy duty glue for that, my 3-in-1, because it's a bit of a thicker cardstock and it's gluing to fabric. So my glue stick won't be strong enough for that. So we'll put a decent amount on. And then I'm just going to center that into the fabric here, and it has that nice little frayed edge all the way around. And of course, you can punch a hole in this and you can create another dangle here. I mean, the possibilities are endless, really. You can just keep going and keep going. But it just makes for something really fun to use up your little scraps and have all these little bits. So maybe we'll do one more. Let's do one more. I had so many to use up. I might have got a little obsessed with this. I just wanted to use up all my pressed flowers so that next season my books are, my presses are empty and I'm ready to go. It doesn't even have to be complicated, you know, you can use the simplest little pieces. And we'll turn, I think this one will keep simple, and we'll just turn it right into a tag. So I'm going to, glue's getting a little gunky. And we'll just glue that piece down. I'm not going to bother sewing it this time. I'm just going to use a generous amount of glue. And where'd it go? There it is. I'm going to glue it just inside the seam. Try and glue it straight. Of course, you can run sewing through it if you like. And then we're going to use something I've already made. What else have I got in here? Oh my goodness, so much, so much. I was looking for a different style. Do I not have any? Yeah, something like this. This is what I was looking for. Just that. Ooh, specimen, perfect. Just something that simple. And maybe we'll add a little something else. I don't want to, maybe we'll put it on the side. Oh yeah, I like that better. It's throwing me off up here because this stitch here is bugging me. But if I put it here, it doesn't bug me anymore. Let's just put a little bit of ink on this. So it's really nice to have all your little bits and bobs that you've made out ready to go to use in these when you're ready to put something together like this. So you're not in the mood to make a big commitment in your craft room one day. You've only got a few minutes to play. Then you can mass make these little things and then use them on another day, which is perfect. I'm just going to hold that for a second because it's pretty thick. I really love this simplicity of plants like this, and then I throw them in. So these are my current journals. I've been playing with these for a while now. I just love these. And to just add another little thing in here. Let's see, where do we want to add it to? Do I have something? Maybe make it a little tuck spot in one of these. It's getting pretty full, this journal. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to make something. Let's go back here. That's pretty rigid. I need something, oh, something like this. Will that fit in there? That will work. So I'm just going to take my stapler, staple these closed. Millie, it's all right. Mildred, it's just a truck going down the road. That's all. My security's going off. Oh, did I break my stapler? Sorry, I don't even know if I'm in camera view there, but I'm just stapling the ends. And then I will just slide this in. All right, Mildred, thank you. There we go. Cute. I love it. Let's put one of these guys in here too. So this is the ruffle paper I made. And the last couple of, I think it was the last video uploaded. I'm not sure because sometimes I film way ahead of releasing videos because my uploads are so slow. But the ruffles are really fun to make. Kind of like this big guy, and he's dark, which I kind of want on this light page. And I'm just going to glue him in, so he's a little accent in my journal, a little surprise as you flip through. Come on, there we go. And I am going to use a heavier duty glue just because of the fabric on here. And then just stick it down. And I do like the little strings myself. These little bits sticking out, but of course you can cut them off if they drive you bonkers. And I've got another little specimen in there. Love that. You could, of course, turn that into just a tuck spot. But I hope that gives you some fun ideas on how to use your little bits and bobs and how to create them, you know, how to use up supplies. create some fun things. Another thing I want to show you is the tape. I forgot to show you the tape, so I've used it all. But you know what? I'll show you this in the next video. We'll do that because I've got to kind of set it up to do it. But it's really fun and really useful to use. So I hope that gave you some ideas using up your scraps. Mind you, it doesn't use a lot of scraps, but it sure makes some fun, pretty little accents in a journal. Like, I love that. So, hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.